Hello and welcome back to the channel, and we are here with another breakdown video, and this time we're going to be looking at the Autodesk footage that we got last week. I know I'm a bit late to the game, I do apologise, but the channel is just back up and running again, and I really wanted to cover this because we got so many secrets revealed that I didn't think they meant to reveal, or they didn't expect the wider public to necessarily see straight away. But we got lots of information and I can't wait to do a deep dive into it in this video. If you like these sorts of things, then please check out my previous videos where I've break down the full state of play trailer and the original trailer that we got released well over a year ago now. So if you like those things, then obviously please check them out on the channel. I will leave the links down below and up in the cards in the corner. We've also got an exciting weekend next week. It is Gamescom, and they have announced that Hogwarts Legacy will be revealed with some more information on the opening night. I cannot wait to see this new footage. I will do a live reaction on the channel, and I will also, of course, break down all of the secrets that we can find in the footage. So be prepared for a couple of videos next week. I apologise, we don't have a recording schedule at the moment because we're getting some fresh news, but I'm sure we will get back to a normal schedule very soon on this channel. Now, it took me a while to find this footage. I really want to thank James from Expecto Go because he sent the footage over to me, and I appreciate it so much. It allowed me to do this video because all of the footage was gone from online, so I cannot appreciate it enough. If you haven't subscribed to the channel of Expecto Go, go over there. They've also got a Discord, and everyone is so friendly there, and that's where I got the information from. So head on over there and check them out as well. But without any further delays, let's get into this breakdown. So the purpose of the Autodesk presentation was to show off the developer tools to fellow developers. They showed off how the mocap worked and how it displayed onto different characters, and how they was able to do mocap for certain smaller characters and bigger characters with the same people working in the small studio, and how it really worked really well, and also the developer tools when doing character creation and that type of thing. But we got lots and lots of little secret details within this presentation about some of the things that are going to be in the game, some of the characters' names, and also some of the customization options. So let's go through a couple of these now. First scene where we got a lot of spoilers was in this section of the Autodesk presentation, and they are going through their way of developing different characters and different style clothing that we are able to use within the game. I want to stress that this section isn't the character developer tool that we will use in the game to develop our character. This is how they use when they are developing the game. However, we do get a sneak preview of the character developer as this footage goes on. So the footage starts with a plain character here. Its clothing is greyed out except for the scarf, and then they have several customizable options to the right hand side. So let's have a look in more detail to their character development system. And it looks like the top section has got customization to different parts of the body. So the head, I would imagine, would change the face shape and style. The arms, I would imagine, would add different features to the arms, potentially tattoos, that type of thing. The hair obviously customizes the hair, and the same as the beard. And the leg, I would imagine, would have the same sort of options as the arms do. Towards the bottom of this, you also have a build section, and that changes the head, the height of the character. I would imagine if we scroll down, there will probably be width and different customizations, because obviously different characters such as goblins would have different proportions to the human characters, the same as the giant characters in this, like trolls, would have different proportions to the human characters. In the middle is the most interesting section, and this is the outfit customization. So there is a outfit section, so you can select a prerequisite outfit, but then you can also customize it down to different sections. You can customize the hat, the upper and lower body. Socks are selectable, which is really interesting to me. I like the fact that you can pick different socks. It gives me very Dobby vibes. You can also select the shoes, robes as an outer clothing option, scarf, rings, gloves, masks, and glasses. Now, I'm interested to see where rings and masks come into this type of thing, because if you can have different rings, I wonder if they have different powers. We know that one of the powerful magical objects in this was the gaunt ring, or the slithering ring that was holding one of the Deathly Hallows. So it'd be interesting to see if any of these sort of options allow you to have power-ups. So as the presentation goes on, the person showing this scene clicks on the robe section, which was initially stated as none, and several options come up. So let's go through these options because some of these are really interesting. The first one is Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore. Now, if you remember from the books, this is actually the person who leads the headless hunt from Sir Nicholas's Death Day party in the Chamber of Secrets. This is really interesting because obviously we see our character with nearly headless Nick, and I suggested it could be another Death Day party, which would be really interesting if the same characters show up that we saw from the books. So hopefully we will see the headless hunt at some point in this game, and that's sounds really fascinating to me. We've got a carriage driver. Now I don't know what this is going to be. We know that our character does appear by carriage at the beginning, so maybe this particular piece of clothing refers to the driver of that carriage. So the next selection could be hinting at another character from the books that we will hopefully see in this game, and that is selecting the portrait armor. Now we know one character in the portrait throughout the books that is a great character and was unfortunately missed out from the films, and that is of course Sir Cadogan, and I cannot wait to see him in this game. I really hope that he helps us in some sort of quest, or we have to help him in a quest and we have to find his horse hiding in a painting or something like that, but I would really like to see him in there, and I think that hopefully this has given us a glimpse that they will be there. And the next section has confirmed what I've been saying from the very first breakdown. I believe that this is going to be Phineas Nigellus Black, and he is either going to be the head teacher or he is going to be the deputy head teacher. If we believe everything from this video, my suggestion of who the head teacher is has actually been debunked. So he might well be the head teacher, and it will be brilliant to see because he's supposed to be hated by most of the students and is one of the worst headmasters that we have seen. So it'll be really interesting to see how that story plays out. But the next selection is a Professor Black, so hopefully that is Phineas Nigellus. So the next one is a Dark Wizard Captain. We don't know really too much about who this character is going to be, but the next selection is going to be the most intriguing from this one, and that is the Deathly Hallows. So we know throughout the series that the Deathly Hallows is a massive part in the Harry Potter section of this saga, but we also know that a lot of people were aware of the Deathly Hallows. We know that Tales of Beedle the Bard was a very popular story. Ron knew it near enough back to front, but we also have characters like Xenophilius Lovegood who were very much intrigued by the idea of the Deathly Hallows. So this could well be a symbol just etched onto a cloak that just shows you are aware of the Deathly Hallows, and it could just be a nice nod to the Deathly Hallows. However, it could also potentially mean that one of the characters in this is a descendant of the Peverils and potentially has the invisibility cloak. It'd be really interesting to see if we get to see the invisibility cloak in it, because that was obviously a Deathly Hallows cloak. We know that our character uses disillusionment charm from previous footage, so potentially we won't be using the invisibility cloak, but it would be nice just to see it passed down through one of Harry's previous ancestors. We then have another Professor Black. Below that we have a Beast's robe, and I think this is what is going to happen when you complete the full Fantastic Beasts lessons, and you will get this unlockable because you've completed those sections. And I think it also confirms two other lessons within the game. So we've got the Beast section, we've also got Herbology, which we have seen in the trailer, and there is also Astronomy. So I believe that is going to be another lesson that we have to do within the game. The developers then go on to show us different sections of the robe they can customize, and there is so much customization here. There is 15 sections of the robe alone that they can customize, and they can customize it to be a different color, a different material, and a different style. That is an incredible amount of customization that they are able to do to each individual character, and that is just robes alone. We get a look at a nice Hufflepuff robe, and I love the design of the robes in this game. It looks really good, and I can't wait to see what customization I can actually do to my character. In the next scene, we get our first character name reveal, and that is the Charms Professor that we see in the previous footage. His name is Professor Abraham Ronan. Now, names in the Harry Potter universe tend to have meaning. If you look at Sirius Black or Remus Lupin, it gives us hints about the character. I've done some research on the name of Abraham Ronan, and there's a couple of different meanings for both of those names. The name Ronan in the Irish form means little seal. Now, I don't know if it's going to have any relevance to the character, however, I am swaying towards the other meaning of the name. Now, the reason for that is the first name Abraham is a Hebrew word, and it means father of many. So if you then look at the Hebrew name for Ronan. It actually means song or songs. So his Hebrew name translates to father of many songs. Now I wonder if there's going to be any reason for it to be in that, and hopefully there's going to be a play on this character. Maybe he sings to teach his lessons or something like that. From the footage that we've seen of him, he does seem to be a very bouncy and charismatic character, so it actually potentially could go really well with his name. Whether there's any deeper meaning behind it, we are yet to find out. We then get a wide shot of different models for the characters in this game. We can see the goblin model as well as the adult human model. Behind those there is the centaur model and also the model of a moon calf. And then we get the larger models of the hippogriff, the Thestral. You get to see whether our character can see these or not. Maybe they've seen death in the past. We have then got the larger model of the Graphorn, and then right at the back, the gigantic model of the dragon. And it shows all the different joints that they have added into this character to allow the movement to look fantastic. They then show off a really cool mechanic that they use to develop the spells in the game and the animations for them. In this scene, they show off the fact that they can adjust the aiming angle with just a very simple movement. I am very interested in game development. I have no idea about much of it, but I just love how simple they can make some of these things when a lot of them are very, very complicated. But they can just adjust the arm position, so whether we are attacking a character on the ground or a smaller character, or whether we are attacking a larger character or a flying character, our arm is going to be pointing in the right direction. And I like these little simple details that just make the game so much more immersive. The action that the character is using in this is a parry and counter attack, so it looks like he's going to be using the shield charm and then returning that with a different move straight back at the character who sent the charm towards him. So it looks like there is going to be some sort of countering system within the gameplay. We did see this in previous footage. The next shot that we get is actually inside the Hufflepuff common room. They're doing some mocap in this scene, so we do get a glimpse of some more of the details from the top right hand section of this screen. There is a giant door which will be the entrance to the Hufflepuff common room near to the kitchens in Hogwarts. You can see there is a shape of the badger on the door. Now in this scene, instead of the door opening up like you'd expect it to, it rolls away, and I really hope this is a quirky way that the entrance works and it isn't just for them to develop the door moving out of the way so the character can walk through it. I really like the way this door opens, and I think it's just one of those quirky Hogwarts things that would work really well in the game. The next section looks like it is in what I dubbed the Chamber of Mysteries, and it is now called Pensive Bookmark. Now, as you can see in the background of the top right, it looks very similar to the Chamber of Mysteries scenes with the similar door and the similar columns around the outside of the room. And as the character walks forward, it touches what looks to be the Pensive in the middle of this room. Now, I think the reason why Pensive is in this game is because of the Merlin storyline that we are going to be exploring. I don't know if this is part of the main story or if it's going to be a side quest, but I think we'll be diving into Merlin's memories, and we will be able to live in the time of Merlin and uncover his secrets by seeing snippets of his life when he was at Hogwarts. It'll be a fascinating time to see. Merlin is potentially taught by some of the original founders, so we might even get characters like Godric Gryffindor and Rowena Ravenclaw, Helga Hufflepuff and Salazar Slytherin in this game. How incredible would that be? We next get some clips of the characters using the motion capture shot on their faces and how it works with the different characters, but we also get another massive name reveal in this scene, and it says that this character is a Weasley. Now, I summarised that there could be a Weasley character in this game, but I was heading towards the herbology teacher because of her red hair. However, the character that is named Weasley in this is going to be the character that we see putting the sorting hat onto our head in the State of Play trailer. Now, we know this is going to be on Mr. Weasley's side of the family because Molly Weasley came from the Pruitt family, so this is going to be a descendant from Mr. Weasley's side of the family. It'll be interesting to see some more of the history around this character. In this scene, our character has a book. With this book open, it looks like it is causing the whole of this corridor to shake. However, when he closes it, the scene stops shaking and we can see the Weasley character talking to our character. The book has the Hogwarts crest on the front. Now, I'm really interested to see what this book is. One suggestion from me could be the Book of Admittance, that is how people get selected to go to Hogwarts School. Maybe because our character was late at coming to the school, he thinks he does not belong here, and perhaps this Weasley character shows him that his name is in the Book of Admittance, and that is why he belongs at the school. But this is just pure speculation from my part. We then get treated to a full breakdown of how they make one of the cinematics in the scene. It is at the beginning and a bit further on from one of the scenes that we saw in the State of Play trailer. That is where the Hippogriff is getting attacked. This scene is called Hippogriff Rescue and Escape, so it looks like we are going to be rescuing this Hippogriff. And there's actually some storyboards that break down parts of the scene. So it starts off with our character hearing a loud commotion behind the door, and then we both hide in different sections of the bridge. The door then opens and poachers appear with the Hippogriff. Now we know that some of these characters are poachers and it's to do with magical beasts. Maybe that is the injustice that Natty is looking to solve. So then we get another character name, and that is the name of the Hippogriff. This Hippogriff is called Highwing, and it's probably the Hippogriff that we get to fly throughout the game. I would imagine this is going to be quite early on, as we then allow ourselves to unlock a new form of transport when Highwing trusts us after saving him. The poachers then struggle to restrain Highwing and use several spells to stun him. As the scene plays on, we then see how this scene works in motion capture form and also the basic levels of their animation before getting a full glimpse of this scene towards the end of the presentation. We get a shot of some of the motion captures that they've done in this game, and there is a couple that really caught my eye. So if we go down this list to the left, we can see that some of the motion captures have got titles. The first two are called bucket feed sets, and I believe this is going to be the scenes that we see in the original trailer and also the State of Play trailer, where our character is feeding the mooncalves, using the bucket and throwing the food out to them. Below that, we've got a set called Clean Bludger. Now that means in some form Quidditch is in this game if they have added bludgers, and the set below this is also called Clean Broom set. So I don't know whether this is linked to it or is just part of the flying transport mode that we have. And there's also some upright broom motion captures. I think this is probably for some of the magical events around the school where a broom is just sweeping itself. So we now see the development of one of the scenes that we saw in the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play trailer, and that is at the scene where Rookwood is talking to Ranrock, and they say, "Who is this child? What are you not telling me?" Now if you look at the bottom left hand corner of this screen, it tells us where this is being filmed and also potentially who they're talking about, and it isn't actually our character. It is taking place in the alleyway of the Three Broomsticks, and it says Natty next to that. So maybe Natty has already started to pursue the poachers and try to stop them from what they are doing. And this is who they're actually talking about in this scene, not our character. We then will help Natty with her pursuits, but it's actually Natty that the poachers are after. That really gives it an interesting take, because obviously I presumed initially that the whole game was going to be based around our character, but I like the fact that the other characters in this game have already started their pursuits potentially. As we are joining Hogwarts late, they have already started to have their own storylines, and we are joining in halfway through them. So this would be a really interesting take on that, and I like that idea. So we then get some more in-depth shots of this final scene that we get to see at the end. If you look at this scene here, you can actually see the layout of some of the level. Our character will have to climb, yes, climbing is in the game, up to the right hand side of this tower here. They will then make their way through, and it looks like they will follow the poachers down this staircase into a bigger courtyard towards the rear of this castle type structure. I think this scene here carries on from that, and we see a bit more of the progression around the rest of this level. There appears to be lots of different places where our character might be able to hide, so I think this is going to be a stealthy mission. Maybe this is a mission that introduces stealth to our character and teaches us how to do it throughout the rest of the game. We get a look at how we can customize our characters in this, and it looks great. The first section shows a load of preset characters, so if we don't want to spend a lot of time creating our character, there's presets that we can choose from. However, the customizable elements are actually very in depth for us to use, and we get to see that as this scene progresses. So there are several sections at the top. The first section is the presets, as we talked about, and the next section is face wear. So this means that you can choose your face shape, your skin color, and also glasses. There might be some more sections beneath it, but at the moment we can only see these 3 sections for your face. The next section is to do with hairstyles. You can pick your hair color. It looks like there is 25 different hair colours and several styles of hair that you can choose. As you can see to the right hand side, there is a scroll bar, so there's many more below this. The next section is about your complexion. So this is where you can pick your freckles, moles, scars and markings. And there is 10 sections in each of these to be able to pick from. And the next section is to do with your eyebrows and eye colour. So you can pick your eyebrow style, your eye colour and potentially your eye shape. On this, again, there are 25 different selections that you can make. The final section has got the Hogwarts crest on it. I believe this is possibly going to be picking your Hogwarts house. I like the fact they've added a simple method to do this. However, I think it would be interesting if you select that and there is a question set that you have to go through, but unfortunately they don't show this off in this trailer. We then get a full shot of this scene that they have been showing us throughout the whole presentation. It starts off with Highwing busting out of the castle and the poachers are then restraining him using stunning spells before taking him back into the castle. Natsai and our character then have a discussion. She tells him that she is going to get the evidence. I don't know what this evidence is going to be about, but hopefully about their poaching habits or something on those sort of lines. While our character then goes to rescue Highwing. Natsai then runs towards the door and manages to just make it inside, where our character is left outside. He then turns around and we see some climbing objects, and we can see our character say, well, there's got to be another way in, suggesting that our character is going to climb around and do some stealthy stuff to go and rescue Highwing. So that is it for my breakdown of the Autodesk footage. I really enjoyed this presentation. It gave a lot of insight into how they develop games, but it also gave us lots of secrets about some of the stuff that's come in the game. We got character reveals, we got some more information about the storyline and potential secrets that we didn't know before, and I just cannot wait to get more and more and more footage before the game is released next February. We've got Gamescom coming up next week, so keep an eye on the channel for my breakdowns from the footage that we get from that. I have got a day off work so that I can get it out as quickly as possible for you, so stick around on the channel. If this sounds like anything you're interested in, please don't forget to subscribe. I really do get involved with everyone in this channel, so leave a comment and I will reply to you no matter what. And also don't forget to give this video a like, because it really does help the channel out. I appreciate you all, and I appreciate the support that you give on this channel to me and to the channel as a whole, and I really want to give back, so make sure that you are part of the channel and keep an eye out on the notifications, because I will be releasing the information about the next quiz night where you can win yourself some wands, because I like to give back to you guys for all your support. But that is it for this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. But until then, mischief managed.